Hi guys, welcome to step 3, removing the obstacles. So, why do you need to remove obstacles? Well, I'm going to go through 5 typical scenarios that most people run into in their businesses, whether they're just starting off or if they're trying to grow their business. So an example is when things don't happen as they should be happening, when things don't go to plan, when you're consistently hitting roadblocks, when you get stuck, or when you get to the point of giving up. And this is what separates the great from the good. The great people are the ones that overcome these roadblocks, these obstacles, and push through them, either through sheer determination, hard work, a bit of luck, or a combination of all those things. Some people who are starting out in business, and if things don't go their particular way, they may consider giving up. They might think, well, this is not for me. I've tried my best and it's not worked out. Maybe I should just try something else. Or maybe they're hitting roadblocks. For example, maybe they're trying to build a list. Maybe a newbie internet marketer is trying to build a list and they're struggling to get people on the list. They create a free product, but the squeeze page isn't converting. They don't know whether the squeeze page isn't converting, or the people don't like the free product given away, whether the copy isn't good for the squeeze page, whether the traffic isn't good enough or not converting, and it can be overwhelming for some people because they feel that, well, why is it going wrong? I didn't, I expect things to go wrong. I've read this particular product or I followed this person's advice and it's worked for them. Why can't it work for me? And so you need to realize that you're going to come up against these obstacles. Whether you're just starting out or you're growing your business, you're going to come across these obstacles. And really, to become successful is how you handle these obstacles, how to overcome and remove these obstacles and grow as a person, both in the business and in personal life. So why do we get obstacles? Well, one of the major problems is that we all have what are called limiting beliefs. And to put it briefly, limiting beliefs are beliefs that stop us from achieving what we want, and it stops us from getting where we want to get to. It is the stumbling block to success. And limiting beliefs are things that cultivate during our childhood. So it's something that maybe you've picked up from your parents or in the environment that you grew up in, the people that you associated with. It can associate with many things. It can associate whether whether your worthiness, whether you deserve it, um, and it can come to an environmental factors. If your parents struggled to make money um, in their day jobs, then it might translate to you struggling to make money online or in your day job. Or you might have got the perception that being rich is bad, rich people are bad people, greedy, obnoxious people. Now these might be things that affect you on an unconscious level. You might not consciously think these, but on an unconscious level, it might be something that's rumbling away in the background that you're not aware of, and it may be something that's stopping you achieving what you want to achieve. I'm going to talk about two of the main limiting beliefs, of which all of the major limiting beliefs fall under. And it's I'm not good enough, and I don't believe in myself. And these are quite a broad reasons, or beliefs, should I say. And most people, if you tell people that either you don't think you're good enough or you don't believe in yourself, will probably disagree with you to some extent. But when it comes down to it, it really does come to one of these two issues: whether you're not good enough or you don't believe in yourself. Let me give you an example. Let's say you've got a coach, and the coach is trying to get more clients for his business. So the coach goes out there trying to get more business for his clients, and he's doing okay. He's getting word of mouth referrals, so he's seeing a client every other week, a new client. So business is steady. It's not booming. It's not made him a millionaire, but it's steady. Let's say he wants to get one client per week as opposed to one client every other week. So what does he have to do? He has to try and get more referrals. So one of his friends might suggest, well, why don't you do some public speaking at your next local business meeting or your next network meeting that you have. Try and drum up some support, spread the word that the fact that you're a coach and you specialize in this kind of area. Now he might think to himself, "Oh no, I don't think I can do a coach. That's not my forte. I'm more of a one-to-one person. I don't think I can speak to a group of people." And so the barriers and excuses go up. And really, it comes down to this: the person doesn't think he's good enough to do that, to talk to a group of people, to show off what his skills are as a coach. He doesn't believe in himself strong enough in his own coaching abilities to resonate that with other people. To say, "Look, I'm here. I can offer a service and help people, coach people." And so that's just a possible real world example of where someone doesn't achieve the success in their business or doesn't grow their business because of these limiting beliefs. So it's important that we realize that we may have these limiting beliefs at some point, and it's important to realize that you recognize these and try and overcome these limiting beliefs so as to move forward in your business. Because removing these beliefs are the key to success. Now, if you don't do anything else in this program, if you don't take action in terms of creating a goal, affirmations, visualizations, if you don't, you know, take appropriate action towards your goals, if you don't do anything else, if you just do this, then it's going to make your life much, much better. You see, limiting beliefs stop us to do everything. Forget about business. If you've got personal goals in your personal life, whether you want to achieve a better relationship with your family, your close ones, whether that be your partner or your parents, or you want to increase your social life, get a better social life, get a better recreational life. The only thing that's stopping you is yourself and your limiting beliefs. And the sooner you realize that and recognize that and try and rectify that, the better it's going to be. Resolve this issue and the rest takes care of itself. It really does. I mean, if you set yourself goals, if you regularly recite your affirmations and visualizations, it's congruent with your goals and it's congruent with the action that you take. You remove all the limiting beliefs or try and manage them, then really the world is your oyster. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. So that's something that I think you should really, really take on board, and it's the main cornerstone of step number 3: limiting beliefs. Getting rid of your limiting beliefs, getting rid of the obstacles. Really, the only thing that's stopping you achieving the success that you want, it's you. It's you. The barriers that you put up, the excuses you put up, are only created by yourself. It's not created by anyone else. It's only yourself. And the sooner you realize that, the better it's going to be. The more profitable your business becomes, the happier you're going to become. The other thing we will have to look at is fear and the managing of fear. Fear is the greatest emotion stopping us from achieving what we want to do. And fear can come in two things. You can either be fear of failure, which is probably the majority of people, and even the fear of success can stop people from achieving what they want, which is quite interesting, really, because you would think that there wouldn't be such a thing as fear of success, but for some people it might be the fear of the unknown. What happens if they become a success? What happens if they achieve fame and fortune overnight? Can they handle it? They may have read stories about people who are achieving overnight fame and losing it all or losing their mind. Do they think the same thing is going to happen to them? These kind of things can rumble in a person's psyche. So it's important to realize that if there is something stopping you from achieving what you want, and if it is a fear of failure and a fear of success, try and address that. See what's causing those problems. See what you can do to try and alleviate those problems. I mean, some types of fear are good for you. I mean, uh, the unconscious creates fear out of a way of a defense mechanism to stop humans from getting themselves into danger. Really, So that's what fear does. It acts like a shield. So in some respects, fear is good for us, but it also stops us from achieving the goals that we want to achieve. And it's through breaking the fear and getting out of your comfort zone, which is what I talked about in step 2, which is really going to set you apart from the rest. So the best way to manage fear is to acknowledge it and plow through it. I think the best thing to do is follow what Susan Jeffers, I think her name is, or Susan Dyer, I can't remember, but she had a book called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. And I think that's the best piece of advice I can give anyone. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Let's talk about when things don't go to plan. And it's going to happen to everyone. It's happened to me numerous times. It's happened to the most successful people out there. There are people, you've probably heard about, millionaires becoming bankrupt over and over again and getting all their money back straight away. It's happened to Donald Trump, it's happened to Alan Sugar, it's happened to various millionaires. For some reason, things sometimes don't go to plan. That's the rich tapestry of life. It's how you recover from the setbacks that sets you apart from the rest. So the best thing you can do is to prepare to fail. That sounds quite counterintuitive, doesn't it? Preparing to fail. But preparing to fail means that you get into a state where if you fail, it doesn't matter because you have a contingency ready to move forward. Internet marketers, and we're talking seasoned internet marketers, always talk about testing and tracking. And so a newbie who doesn't know about testing and tracking might put up a squeeze page or a sales page for a product, and it might bomb spectacularly. It might bomb, it might not make any sales, and you might think, oh, this internet marketing malarkey is a load of rubbish, I'm going to quit. But if they prepare to fail, then they might know that I need to test and track what's causing the sales page to bomb. Is it the headline? Is it the call to action? Is it the sales copy? Is it the lack of testimonials? Have I not put a guarantee, a 30-day money back guarantee? There's various things that he could test to see what's causing the low conversions, and it's only through only through trial and error that he can learn from his mistakes. And so that's why it's so important to prepare to fail. You need to realize that your path to progress may not be in a straight line. I mean, they say that it's only a mistake if you learn from it. And the thing is, you have to be prepared to make mistakes and to mess it up, and because that's the only way you're going to learn what doesn't work. And so it's very important to take a positive out of all the negative situations that happen. Ask yourself, what do I need to do now to move forward? So when things don't go to plan, you need to assess the situation. Things haven't worked out. See what you can do now to move forward. So, like I said in the earlier example, change the sales copy, change the headline, try a new, get some testimonials in, get some reviews, get some, design a better sales page, a more visually appealing sales page. Do whatever you need to do to try and increase the conversions. So you should always be testing and tracking, and you should always be preparing to do what's needed to overcome all these obstacles and setbacks. Finally, I want to talk about how to stay focused. And I guess this isn't really related to the remove obstacles section of this program, but it's relevant anyway. So the best thing to do with staying focused is to create a daily to-do list. And your daily to-do list should list 2 or 3 things that you can achieve in the day. So we're not talking about, create a product in a day or create winning sales copy. We're talking step by step, little things that you can do to implement in your business. And this keeps your mind alert on what needs to be done. This is one piece of advice that works very well for me because I don't know about you, but I have quite a short attention span. And so I find that 30 minutes of pure work and then 15 minutes rest works for me. The reason for that is because 30 minutes is probably the optimum time where I'm at my most alert. And then the 15 minutes downtime I would just spend getting a glass of water, um, listening to some music, putting my mind at rest before going back onto a half an hour stretch. And after half an hour, I seem to need to have that break. So find out what your minute max optimum time to stay focused is. Get your hardest or most onerous task done first. So in your to-do list, your first task should be the most hardest one, or the one that you normally put off doing first. Do that one first, because then your day becomes easier once you've completed that task. Finally, let's talk about procrastinating, because this is one of the biggest things that causes most people to fail in business, whether it be online or offline. They procrastinate. I've probably spent 2 years procrastinating before I finally made money online. And the reason for that, well, we've talked about fear, fear of failure, fear of success. We've talked about limiting beliefs. But at the end of the day, it's distraction. Distraction on the internet, distraction on television, friends, social life. There's so many distractions. The thing about staying focused is you need to figure out a way to manage this procrastination. And so what I normally do is on my monitor, I have a little sticker on, and it says, "What can I do now to move forward?" And so whenever I feel I'm about to when I'm about to procrastinate, I'll just look at that and get my ass back in gear. And that's the best way I've found to stay focused and to really curb the procrastination. You might have other things. I think that there is a program out there. I'll get the link for you. I'll put it in the action plan that will give you a set period of time that you focuses on working, where you put a stop clock on online, and you work to that stop clock, and so it keeps you focused on the task in hand. And so you put a task in, and it'll give you 60 minutes or 30 minutes, wherever you want to do, and you set your time, so you time yourself to get that task done. And I found that's a really good way to get things done. So what I'll do, I'll put a link in the resources section at the end, and I honestly think that if you implement that in your business, I think you'll really increase your productivity. So an interesting module, this one. Obviously, have a look at the action plan. There's a few things I want you to go through. The main thing is identifying limiting beliefs and managing them, and managing the fear. And those are the two major things that if you can really get a grip of, it's going to cause great things for your business. So that's it for now, and I'll see you in step number 4.